move the ANC 6E pay Karen Leverage the amount of $125.
Yayla.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yayla.
Got married, yeah.
Yes, Karen Yayla. The amount of $125 for the the March meeting minutes. And that's for a second.
Second.
Do you want
You can go ahead.
Okay.
Do you think?
Being moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so that's 7-0. I will move that ANC 6E reimburse Rochelle Nigro the amount of $522.91 for the printing of the March newsletters.
Did you get this other word?
I got that
Oh,
too.
okay.
And I'll make that contingent on Ms. Nigro providing the reimbursement forms. Okay. Ask for a second.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So there'll be 7 in favor, none opposed. I will move the ANC 6E reimburse for Rochelle Nigro the amount of $521.35 for the printing of the February newsletters contingent on Ms. Nigro providing the reimbursement form. And ask for a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So it's 7-0 in favor. And that's it for me.
I would just like to make a comment about the newsletter. You've seen a little bit of a format change with the front page having an article now about something or somebody in our community. And we're getting a lot of response to that. So if you like it, let us know on our Facebook page, or send me an email, or send something to anybody on the commission, so we know you are enjoying the new format for the newsletter. If you have any suggestions of things you'd like to read about, get in touch with Rochelle and let her know so that we can find a way to get it into the very next or future edition of the newsletter. Yes, ma'am.
Have we finished with the treasurer's report? Because I wanted to ask about that. I had a question for Patrick Simon about the treasury.
Okay.
Gottlieb, why is the city allowing ANCs to carry so much money and carry it over?
I can answer that.
I asked him that, because he's the executive director of commission, right? Of commissions. I mean, because it's an overall, it really is a city issue. It's not just to this ANC.
Well, in terms of this ANC, when it was formed 3 years ago, monies that were in 3 other ANCs, some of which was put into a fund so that we have some money to start out with.
Okay.
That's not your question.
No, it's not my question.
Okay.
Every agency in this city has to spend their money at the end of the fiscal year, otherwise it goes back into the general fund. And I don't understand why ANCs are allowed to roll over their money and build up these treasure chests without spending it. I mean, I would think that if we had, when I was on the ANC, we had a small little office, actually it was large, in a school, and so that people could come and get things and drop off things. We also employed one employee. We had an employee who could answer phones or the emails were not even thought of at that time. And then we hired a bookkeeper who would do the books once a month. But we aren't doing that, and I don't understand why ANCs are allowed to roll over money, because I think it also might lead to theft. And that's not a reflection on you, but it might lead to theft in these things. I don't understand that.
Gottlieb, go ahead.
Okay.
Do you need
I didn't want to butt in. The answer is that they do it because they're explicitly allowed to do it. And the theory behind that is that unlike the agencies, so that they will not be like the agencies which try to push out money at the end of the year to ensure that they can get an allocation or an increase in the next year. The ANCs are allowed to hold the money so that they can use it in the most responsible fashion necessary or appropriate, and not spend money just for the sake of spending money. This has been true since the very beginning of the ANCs, and I can remember distinctly working with commissioners who were government employees and expressing relief and satisfaction that they were not under the spend it or lose it pressure. And so that seems to have worked well. I don't know that it has been a stimulus for any criminal activity such as happened, but I don't see any particular correlation. I would just point out in terms of this ANC is about, well, I think when the years that you're talking about, that ANC was 16 or 17.
We had 16 members.
It had 16, yeah. Nevertheless, it is also true that ANCs are not elected to be mini administrators, not elected to be clerks and typists, and so I generally do encourage commissions to go ahead and hire administrative support staff, which is in fact the first reason given in the Home Rule Charter for ANCs to have funds at all. But I know a lot of ANCs are very frugal and very careful about the funds that they have, and so there are commissioners who may be retired or not retired, but nevertheless spend a lot of energy so that they don't have to purchase things, but they volunteer all of that activity. I know that Foggy Bottom, for instance, has pointed out that the fact that they were able to carry over funds made it possible for them to hire attorneys when they were having a big battle with George Washington University. Other ANCs have followed a similar practice of storing the funds so that if not a rainy day, there may be some other hazard coming down the road, they'll have the means to deal with it then. So the main issue is that although they have been able to carry over funds, it's been carried over, we believe, responsibly, and the auditor is there to oversee what happens.
Is it common for ANCs not to have an office, or what?
It is more common than perhaps used to be the case. And with the electronic documents that are used now, it is increasingly common for people to feel that they can have a virtual office. But it still makes it hard for commissions to have committee meetings, to have executive meetings without a place. Sometimes the library will serve that well, but I know that one of the sister wards, 6 ANC, 6B, just had to give up an office, and they may be giving up staff because they have they've drawn down all the reserve that they've had, and they would very much like to be able to find space, real space that they could have in their part of the ward.
Thank you.
One of the things that we talked when we were talking about new buildings going up for different developers, we have actually 2 developers who are considering building an ANC office, and that would be their community benefit to this community meeting room and office for the ANC. But it's down the road a piece. Of the $57,000 that we have, this year we budgeted $59,000 that we have. We have budgeted $20,000 for community grants. So as the grant money goes out, so will a good portion of that money. And they've gone to really good causes in the past couple of years that I've been sitting on the commission. And so I'm delighted to say that we've given to a lot of good community groups that sometimes can't get money other places. So hopefully that's an acceptable answer for you. Okay. Next, old business. Anybody? Yep. Oh, okay.
And I think that our newest commissioner also will be sharing something along these lines. I was very gratified to learn from WMATA today that pursuant to the conversation that we had with them back in January about the desire by senior citizens to see the restoration of the Metro bus stop at the southwest corner of 7th and Q Streets Northwest, that had been eliminated for the construction of Jefferson Marketplace, that they have agreed to restore it. So we didn't have to go to war with them. They took the information that we had, and just today they made the determination that they were going to restore that bus stop. And I believe that Barnes has some comparable news.
Okay.
And then how far that might
So, in the meeting that I had with, WMATA, we came to, they thought it was a bus stop that was still on M Street. But turns out it wasn't the bus stop that was on M Street. So we came to a compromise that we would put a bus stop on M Street. So it would be like in the middle of M Street. And First Terrace and First Place, which is basically the bus stop that the P6 used to stop at. So we came to that compromise because they it's a distance between them, you know, and it was the thing where they wanted less stop, more go. So we came to a compromise, and they said that it may not be guaranteed because of the plan that DDOT might be coming across with which they explained in the January meeting. So they said, well, right now we're looking at that bus stop and put back on M Street.
Very good. Good job, Proby.
Thank you.
New business, anybody have new business? Okay. Our next meeting will be,
announcements.
I'm getting to it. The next meeting will be April the 7th. I'm sorry? Will be April the 7th right here in same bad time, same bad station. Announcements. I know Naomi has some.
Sure do.
Whoops.
This is long. As you all know, I'm representing newly elected Councilmember Charles Allen, who represents Ward 6. He is planning to continue practice that his predecessor, Tommy Ross, did, and that is to have office hours in the community. So our very, very first one is this Friday in Shaw. So we will get the Compass Coffee from 8 a.m. to 9:30. So if you can stop by, it's a great place. It's well laid out. The way we do it is the council member will be there and several of his staff. So you'll get to talk up front with him or whoever that might be appropriate about anything you just want to tell them. You can just say good work or happy to have you here or my name is or I'd like you to look into this or that, and by the way, whatever. So just stop in because they probably understand. And we will be doing this the first Friday of every month. So possibly at Compass Coffee if that works out. Otherwise we'll be feeling ourselves.
Where's that?
It's right,
7th
it's 1539, something like that, 1535, 7th Street. What is it? Right close to here, a couple blocks down on that side of the street. What's next to it?
For the city, or a couple doors
Well,
down.
no, it's about a block down.
Right next to
Coney and Coney is next door.
What's next?
Ivy and Coney.
Okay. So you'll see it. So see us at Compass Coffee,
So Naomi,
8 a.m. to
8 a.m. to 9:30.
Naomi is Charles bringing for coffee.
No way. One thing I need to clarify is in the name of good government and transparency, we maintain no funds for anything. We're cash and carry with everything we do.
And what time did you say that was?
8 a.m. to 9:30.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Come out and have a good cup of coffee.
One second. I'm going to make an announcement for the subcommittees for this ANC are still looking for folks to sit and help out. where you can actually get some time to ask a lot of the questions that come up and get answers or suggestions about the design and different things. So the zoning committee, zoning and planning, always looking for someone. We meet the last Thursday evening from figure 6:30 to 7:30-ish in order to talk to these folks before they come and present to the entire ANC. Also, all ABRA licensing, if you're interested in knowing more about who's opening a business, who's getting a liquor license, what are their hours going to be, that kind of thing. That we have plenty of room on the committee for some new faces and new people. And so please consider joining a committee and being really a part of this ANC and what it goes forth and does. Yes, ma'am, you had an announcement.
My name is Nikki Warner, and I'm with Fresh Farm Markets. We run farmers markets in DC. I wanted to just request support for our Mount Vernon Triangle Farm Stand. It's a farmers market model on 5th and K Streets. We hope to run it from May 16th through October 31st. We opened it last year in July. It really was it was a great first year at the market. We accept SNAP, EBT benefits. We distribute our matching dollars program at that market, and you know, the sales all go to help the small farmer who brings all the produce in from her small farm. So there's some information I brought with me for you all to see.
It is a wonderful market every Saturday morning. Flowers, breads from a bakery, plenty of produce. Usually they have tasting tables, and they also have things going on. 1 week it was Zumba, 1 week it was a one-man band with the harmonica and the banjo and the whole bit. There are kids' activities that go on, and it's just really great. Is Jala coming back?
Yes, Jara.
Okay.
Chicano Soul Farm. She'll be there doing everything. We hope to also have some more prepared foods, maybe have pop-ups at that stand with, you know, breakfast foods, and work better with some of the businesses in the community. If you show your Busboys and Poets receipt, you can get a discount at the register and that kind of thing. So
very cool. For those who didn't try it out last year, it was fabulous. And the first week was like, well, you know, it's not going to make it. But by the end of the season, it was crowded every Saturday, and it was so successful. And we look forward to seeing it again.
Their biggest seller was tomatoes and peaches. So this summer. It's coming soon.
Peaches are my favorite.
What were those dates again?
So the market will go May 16th through October 31st. So it's every Saturday, rain, sun, shine, and the hours are 10 to 1.
And where is it again? I'm sorry.
It's at the
right outside of Busboys and Poets.
So you'll see the big giant orange tents there, right under the yellow sculpture. And the Mount Vernon Triangle bid has been really helpful.
Sid.
Yes,
Triangle
Sid has been really helpful partner for that farm.
Jara is the farmer who comes down from Pennsylvania, and she and her mother make the best jam.
March what?
May 16th. Yep.
Okay, we look forward to seeing you guys. Okay. Yes, I know. Announcement?
Yes.
Okay. And then Frank, I want to make sure you're introduced. But go ahead, sir. Your name?
Yes, my name is Supreme McKill. I'm the president of Banneker City Little League. I had a chance to email Kevin Chapel and Alex Baker last year. We were doing opening day ceremonies to get Bundy Field. So I'm here to let you guys know if anyone would like to get involved with Little League Baseball, we're here. But then also I have a good problem. I have I'm getting close to upwards of 200 kids in the 4 to 6 age range, and there's no fields for these kids to play on. So the issue, the biggest problem is that a lot of these parents of toddlers, some of them do soccer, which they do in the morning. So they want their last event over by 2 o'clock because they want that kid, you know, on nap time. So to have 16 teams, T-ball teams, to try to play games at Kennedy, it's going to be difficult to get through that in that period of time. So what we wanted to do was kind of set up a block between Bundy, Kennedy and Stead Rec Center, because even though they have a multi-purpose field, that can be used for T-ball, so that we can get the 16 games in a 2 to 3 hour window for those kids, so those parents can get on with their kids. So I'd definitely like to be added to the agenda for next month. Our T-ball season will start April 17th. I guess that's the week when the kids come back from Easter. So definitely, I just want to come and introduce myself and thank Alex and Kevin for their assistance last year, and I'm going to need some help again this year. So again,
Did you rope them into coaching?
we need coaches.
We also need coaches.
We need coaches. We need coaches. That echo in the back.
And fans.
Carl. He's one of my parents. He's also a T-ball commissioner. The parents love David. But we're definitely growing, and it's a good thing in the community. And we want to try to keep it for that age group where they're close together, so the parents from Bundy can walk over to the field at Kennedy and vice versa, because there are a lot of the teams are school teams. So a lot of these kids, they have a lot of interaction, so we wanted to keep that. We didn't want to have it disjointed where there's a T-ball game at Emory and then there's one down at Kennedy. That it doesn't facilitate what we're trying to build, which is community interaction. So
Why do you need to come to the, why do you need permission to, or what are you trying to ask the next ANC meeting?
the ANC meeting is basically Kemp is a field, Bundy.
You're looking for another field?
Right, so basically it's open to the community on Saturday, so what we're trying to get after is a 2 hour block.
Well, what do we have
from
to do
1
with
to 3.
that?
What's that?
What do we have to do with that?
You need support. You need ANC support to get that field.
From who?
Kip.
From Parks? From
DGS. DGS won't take my letter of my application without an ANC support.
Oh, I see, okay. That makes sense then.
Yeah, so it's just part of the process.
You might want to also get yourself in touch with Rochelle, so you can give her a little bit of information, so people who might want to be a part of the program.
Definitely. I'm gonna catch all of you after.
All right.
I'm gonna catch all of you after the meeting.
All right, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very last. No, I also. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Next announcement, Mr. Frank Madura is our liaison. You don't call yourself a liaison, you call yourself
we call ourselves MOKers.
Mokers.
Mayor's Office of Community Relations and Services.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And he is our person for Ward 6 in the mayor's office, and I have to tell you, every time it snows, every time there's something going on, we do hear from Frank asking, were the roads plowed? Did the ice come off the roads? This, that, and the other thing. So he does keep in touch with us when things are happening in the community, or through the mayor's office asking if we want to speak at different things. So it's a delight to have you here again. Thank you for coming. And your announcement, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. I just basically wanted to introduce myself to the members of the community and to recognize all the hard work the commissioners do in the community. I just wanted to report that we just had the mayor's budget engagement forum last week, and we had a very successful turnout. We had about 1,400 people that showed up and gave their budget priority for this new fiscal year. We are going to be submitting our priorities for. I also want to bring your attention that if you want to submit your budget priority for this coming year, you still can go to engagedc.org, and you still have the opportunity to let the city know exactly where your priorities are. I also want to let you know that we're going to get a bit of snow. So if you need, if you see any streets that haven't been plowed or haven't been treated, please communicate it to the commissioners, or you could email me directly, because we're going to make sure that every street gets plowed and treated. We're supposed to be getting about 5 inches of snow between tomorrow at 7 p.m. and Thursday before 7 p.m. So we want to make sure the road's safe to travel on. So thank you so much for coming.
The update is to 10 inches.
Okay.
We're going to catch up to Boston.
So thank you so much for that.
Okay, thank you, Frank. We look
Yes, ma'am.
forward to seeing you next month.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
And an announcement from any commissioner.
Shaw Main Streets will be having its annual meeting on Tuesday, the 24th of March at 7 o'clock at Longview Gallery. It's free. We'll be announcing the winners of the Best New Shaw Business of 2014, and we'll have remarks from elected officials who have been invited. And we also have a great reception at the end of the meeting that's free. So free food and free booze. So 7 o'clock, we'll run from 7 to 9. Longview Gallery is at 1234 9th Street Northwest.
What date?
That's Tuesday, the 24th of March. And then a month later, on the 29th of April, Shaw Main Streets will have its annual gala. This will be at the Howard Theater on the 29th of April at 7 o'clock. And that is a ticketed event, and tickets are $75, and you can get them at eventbrite.com.
No freebies, huh?
Nobody's on it.
Jeez.
75.
Raffle them off in your newsletter.
That's it. Okay, that's everything on our agenda. I'm asking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
We'll see you all April 7th. Thank you so much for coming out. Stay safe in the snow tomorrow. Have a great night.
Following up on that,
Hi, Ray. Always good to see you representing that other side here.